The CAMS program of having a minor for undergraduates at NYU in child and adolescent mental health started with one course, Introduction to College and Adulthood. That was a survey course that really wasn't well received. The undergraduates wanted much more. From that experience, we learned from the students. And we were very fortunate that Jess Shakin was interested in really developing classes that would have substance, that would be scientifically rigorous. We hope that we'll get some of the best and brightest undergraduates to consider a career in child psychiatry or child psychology.
We're trying to tackle this program from many different angles and to provide students with a broad range of understanding of the life of a child. I've chosen faculty for the CAMS program, which are themselves not only diverse in age, ethnicity, background, and training and experience, but who also provide a broad range of diverse subject matter to the program.
I teach two courses. The first is called Developmental Theory and Human Motivation. The real title of that course is How to Use Movies to Understand Developmental Theory. I'll address a question like, is behavior biologically determined or environmentally determined? Then I teach a second course that's called Divorce in America. It's about intimacy, it's about marriage, it's about committed relationships, and it's about divorce.
What that means is understanding if your kid is sad or angry or happy, all right? Have any of you ever felt misread by your parents?
Everybody just is equally enthusiastic. It makes the environment so conducive to learning because you want to be there. You don't want to miss a second. We had so many questions.
In elementary school, there really is a demand for talking in the class. That's how you do a lot of project-based work.
Psychiatrists and psychologists were our versions. This is corny, but it's so true. Our versions of superheroes.
We make the material come alive by incorporating lots of different types of media and live experiences.
We just wanted to give the students an introduction to some of the issues that are facing children around the world. Extreme poverty and how that impacts children's development, gender-based exploitation, child prostitution, female genital mutilation.
I also took Global Perspectives. That class has really informed what I want to do, I think, with the rest of my life. I want to go to graduate school in either public policy or clinical psychology with the intention of working abroad.
We're teaching everyone about cognitive behavioral therapy. Just the fact that these students now know what cognitive behavioral therapy is means that if they were having these problems, or a colleague was, or a friend was, or a family member was, they would know where to get help.
There's such a wide variety of students in my CAMS class. There were several film students, there was a chemistry major, some psychology majors, some education majors. The students brought an amazing wealth of background and experience.
One of the important points about getting the students in to see clinical evaluations of children is that they get a sense of, learning about these disorders, yes, and understanding something about our society, but also figuring out whether they want to do this for a career and whether they want to engage in this kind of activity. When I was in medical school, I didn't work with kids until my third year.
It really showed me what it was like to do these things. Instead of just reading from the textbook, there is nothing like experiencing it flesh and blood than just on writing on the blackboard or whatever.
It inspired me, I would say, to specialize in an avenue such as psychiatry, as opposed to just pediatrics.
NYU students go to Learning Spring School and see the children in action. Learning Spring is a school specifically for children with autism spectrum disorders.
People don't get that type of hands-on theory versus actual practice, which is crucial to actually pursuing those fields of knowledge.
We hope that some of the people who go through the CAMS program will end up choosing these fields. But for those who don't, we hope that if they were headed for corporate law, they'll go into family law. If they were headed in journalism, they'll write about children and adolescents.
I took the CAMS course, the first course. I took that on a whim. I'll be absolutely honest with you, after taking those two courses, I decided that I do want to become a psychiatrist.
One way that I'm going to use the knowledge that I've learned in CAMS, even if I don't pursue child psychology, will be to volunteer with kids.
The students we teach at NYU will encounter child and adolescent mental health problems throughout their whole life. They may have encountered it as a child, they may have a child who's affected themselves, they may have a family member, a friend. These things will come up again and again in their life. We hope that we're preparing them for this and educating them for how to be sensitive about the illnesses and the struggles kids face, and to be advocates for more research, better education, and better clinical care for these kids.